Alright, welcome back. It's been a minute since I've done a video, but I'm pretty much back working on the Pontiac. I've been doing a little bit of work on this 72 Jeep, but I got some spare time, so I've been working on it. I think quite a bit's been done since you last seen it. I think I was pulling the motor out then, but I've already got the body separated off the frame. I started working on the frame a little bit. Built this new cross member. It's a little overkill, but I did some trading to get this square stock here. But 4-link is welded in. I got like 2.9 degrees down for the top and bottom bars. Interior mount, since I'm lowering it so much, I had to go above the frame rail. Got some square stock support. Be welded in soon. But pretty much my plan tonight is to make up the little pieces to cover up these holes and do a little piece in here, square that off. I might do one up here as well. Just make a triangle there. I'm gonna try to get that done, and also got the new front end. I think I'm gonna wire wheel it, and I got the older Mustang 2 spindles I'm gonna reuse. And then I got a new tubular up and lower, and I will be doing a coil over rear, coil over front. Haven't ordered them yet, but I will be soon. But I'll get it set up and we'll start working. See what we can get done today. Also, I'd like to point out, you saw me hammer these guys in there. It's just a little bit wider than what than this slides into, and I did that, so I'm gonna try to come in here and get a couple welds as far as I can with that MIG. Just a little bit on the inside. I think just the outside is gonna be fine in the way I boxed it in. I think I can just get in there a little bit and get some welds on it. This will help it so when it tries to pull together, it can't, and when it cools off, it should be able to just slide these out, and this guy will still be able to slide back in there. If I don't do that, and after I get this new plate tacked on and everything, more than likely this would crunch in and I'd no longer be able to get this guy back down into it. Tech tip of the day. Alright, now that I got that all welded up on both sides, I've wire wheeled this one. Not the best welds in the world, but definitely be fine. Pretty much what my plan is here, since the frame is kind of curled up factory, I'm going to try to come in here and bend this back down a little bit to even it out. If you look from the top, it dips way in and comes back out. Now I left it curved under here. When I flip this frame over to do the welding on the bottom side, I'll be able to tap that down and weld it into my box that I got here. But I'm leaving it rounded over on this edge, but I'm going to try to even it out like I said. So I'll pull it out a little bit. I'll make my template plate. I've been looking at this for a little bit, trying to find the best way to go about boxing in the frame after the 4-link upper bar. And I was debating leaving this here. I know my coilovers can't mount to it. It's not that strong. I know there's too far forward anyways. But I was thinking about leaving it, and I think I decided I'm just gonna cut that square stock down. I'll put it underneath, right in front of that body mount on both sides, and I'll weld it in to keep the frame straight here. So when I cut this out, it doesn't go nowhere, so I can box it. And then it won't be in the way later on when I go to put the body on to do the front end. So I think I'll do that, get it tacked in, cut out the old brace. I'll run my boxing plate all the way up to the brace point, which is gonna be, I'm trying to keep it on this side of this bracket. So my box plate will end there, and then after I get my coilovers in for the rear, which I'm basically doing just a cross member like I did like this, just a straight one across, because that's what metal I got. It's a little too much, but I'm gonna end up welding it in here, just going across and making a tab for my coilover mount that'll go down to my brackets on each side. Overall, they turned out pretty decent. Butted up nice. I really like this chipboard. When I go buy steel, this is what comes in between the layers. And I usually just get a couple sheets of this whenever I get some metal. But it really works out nice because you can put it on edges, run your finger over it, and you got a nice template to go off of. That's what I've used pretty much for everything, for boxing it in. Which it's a little long on this one side here, but it'll be alright. But so far, I think it's coming along. I've already boxed in this up here. I mounted the original brace back in it. I did have the frame braced here because I used to have the original X, and after I got this cross member in here, I bolted the original back in. I removed the center brace, and it didn't really move much, maybe a 16th, but it's going to be fine so far. It hasn't warped much. I got screws actually going through the bottom of this frame into this wood frame card I made because this concrete's so unlevel. I built that frame table and leveled it out. So it's set up right now for 7 inches of ride height if that's where it settles, which is kind of where I wanted it to be. It was around 7 inches off the ground. So, but I might have to cut this board off here like I did on the other side because it was actually sticking out too far. My tires were too close, but I think those other tires I got, I don't think they'll be as wide, so I may not have to. But I didn't get everything done I wanted tonight, but feels a lot better knowing some of that other stuff is done. I would like to point out that these videos that I make are usually over the process of a weekend or during the week after work if I happen to have spare time. These are kind of like my backlog videos that I have had for a little bit now, and I finally decided just to go ahead and start editing the videos and start making them an actual thing. I would like to point out that the rear 4-link kit is for an S10, like a 90s model. It was a nice way to get something that was a little more beefy than like hot rod parts, but it didn't break the bank. And the front is a Mustang 2. It's an aftermarket ordeal, and it'll have tubular A-arms with the conversion to go to a GM rotor. But I think the combo is going to work out really nice. It's a great upgrade from what it previously had, which factory still had independent front suspension, which is pretty neat.